America is deeply divided. There are only two sides to every issue, and there is no interest in finding common ground, not even with members of your own family. But as the 2024 presidential election looms on the horizon, there has never been a more important time to have the necessary conversation. Welcome to the Necessary Conversation. My name's Chad Kultgen. I don't know what I am, if I'm left-leaning or not, but I'm certainly not right-leaning. I'm certainly not a MAGA Republican like my parents, Mary Lou and Bob, who are here with me today.
You're a communist.
Oh, Lord. There we go.
And so it begins. My sister is not here today. She is unfortunately going through a pet death. So she's going to be off from the show today. We wish her well, and we are sad to hear about Ming. May he forever be immortal in God's glorious kingdom.
21 years.
21 years.
That's pretty crazy for a cat to live that long.
I'll show a picture at the end. Yeah.
He was well cared for. Now, as you know, on this program, we talk about politics. Last time we did an episode, I don't know if you guys remember, but we got into a little conversation about the fact that Joe Biden slurs his words. And I said to you, Trump misspeaks all the time. And you said, no, he doesn't. You remember this?
Yes, I remember this.
Okay. Well, I'm going to play you some clips now. This is Donald Trump. This is kind of a greatest hits of all of his gibberish that he spoke over the years. I'm going to play it for you, and then we're going to discuss. Are you ready?
Ready.
You know, we just set another stock rocket. You saw that, right? The stock market.
Technology companies are really big beneficiaries.
The wall is under construction. A lot of work has been done. A lot of renovation. Made a pivotal, really, and I mean this was pivotal.
Obama amnesty. Obama amnesty.
And ICE officers removed 10,000 known or suspected gang members, police officers, and you saw that, all of those incredible police officers. I am today starting the process of terminating the diversity lottery program. Decided to shield and shelter criminal. Look, wait. Their whole state to be a sanctuary for criminal, illegal immigrants. Fairness and reciprocity. And I say that finally. I said, you know, this Russia thing with Trump and Russia, embassies in Kenya and Tanzania, despite these obstacles, Karen, we must seek real bipartisan solutions. Our army manned the airport. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports and the combat infantrymen. They sacrifice every day for the furniture and future of their children.
All right. So do you guys now believe, at least in hearing this? What?
That's not even remotely close to Biden.
Do we have a clip?
Let me ask you this question. What's a sanctuary?
Okay.
Who is Obama?
Do we have a clip of Biden?
No, we're not talking about Biden. I agree with you.
We never do that.
No, we always do that. Listen,
Guess what?
I agree with you.
You're not even comparing apples to oranges.
Okay.
Get out of here.
This is unreal. Can you guys admit that what you heard was Trump misspeaking? Can you admit that?
The metal has started to hit meat.
Okay.
We're going to get to the metal hitting the meat. Can you at least acknowledge that what you just heard was Trump misspeaking multiple times?
No.
Guess what? I understood everything.
Then tell me. Okay, what is a sanctuary?
He mispronounced a little bit.
So he did misspeak.
Biden doesn't even know words.
Who is Obama?
He was just probably tired of talking for 2 hours, which Biden can't do.
Biden can't even talk for 5 minutes. He's got the earpiece in.
This is unbelievable. So even as you listen to this, clearly misspeaking in all of these cases, you won't admit that it's real, or what? Do you think it's AI?
I want to know the circumstances it was under and when it was.
Some of those were during his campaign. Some were during his presidency, giving public speeches.
Yeah. long time ago.
He gives
and he wasn't reading it off a fucking teleprompter.
He gives great speeches.
Clearly,
Chad,
he
and
wasn't reading
that.
it because
He
he
gi-
was.
he
He said
gives-
the word
He's
sanctuary.
so
I'll
far,
say again.
he's so far ahead of you. It's ridiculous.
Oh my God! Even if he pronounced a couple words wrong, that is no comparison to what Biden is doing.
He can't even read it off a teleprompter and walk off the stage by himself.
But you once again. that
Get
was like
out
a
of here!
2-minute
With, I'm
okay.
not going to argue about this shit for one more second.
Okay.
All right, fine. Moving on. So just to wrap up, though, you will not acknowledge that what you heard was Donald Trump misspeaking multiple times in a row.
Correct. I will not
Okay.
acknowledge.
Well, let's move on. We're going to open today's show with a question, as we always do, from a listener. Here we go.
From
Hi,
California.
Kultgen family. My name is Chris from Deep Red, Florida, now living in Deep Red, Texas. I don't consider myself pure socialist or capitalist. I think we should have well-regulated capitalism for most industries, but have social programs for others, like healthcare. But I was surprised to hear how glowingly Bob and Mary Lou spoke of Medicare and Medicaid, which is famously a social program enacted by Lyndon Johnson in the 60s, and how they were worried it might go away. Surely any true American patriot would oppose any and all socialist programs. I'm curious, what other types of socialism do they like? Firefighters, the police, sanitation, public schools, libraries, roads, and public parks. I look forward to the name calling. Thank you.
Okay. What do you think?
Oh, I think the guy's full of shit because Medicare and Medicaid are two different things. Medicare is for people who paid for it.
Okay.
It should stay.
Mhm.
Medicaid is for bums who can't afford to do shit, never had a job in their fucking life, and it should go away.
Okay. Mom?
Wow. I mean, those are government paid, and yes.
But the people who get paid by the government are people who paid the fucking government.
That worked to get.
Not Medicare people who haven't worked a day in their fucking life and are getting the same benefits I'm getting for having paid that shit for 40 years. So tell your little buddy to go blow it out his ass.
I don't know the person that said
Okay.
the
Yeah,
question,
he's
not
a
my buddy.
fucking dick that doesn't know shit.
Okay. Same as Social
Okay.
Security. You work a job, you pay your taxes in, you get that back at the end.
And they
Of
won't pay,
course.
and they won't pay you and your mother as much as we paid in. You know why? Because we make too much fucking money. Do you know how much your mother and I pay for Medicare or Medicare right now?
Yeah.
$20,000 a
year.
fucking year
All right.
for Part A and B, which your blowhole asshole
Okay.
doesn't even realize I'm paying them to have insurance.
Okay. I thought he would be a
What
little
a
calm
fucking
today.
dumbass.
Okay. I thought he would be a little calm
Holy
today.
shit.
Your guys who are 20, 30 years old, they don't know their asshole from their dick.
Okay. Quit yelling, and that's rude. Stop it. Dear God.
Okay. Are there any other parts of socialism, though, that you like? Do you like having cops, firefighters, etc.?
Yes,
Any other
of
social
course.
programs?
Yeah, that has nothing to do with it. That comes out of city and state funding.
Of course.
And
Yeah.
the reason it's going to shit in a handbasket is because people aren't paying it anymore. You can't raise the fucking property taxes to more than the fucking house is worth.
And
Right.
they want to defund and all that. The other day, Chad,
I'm not paying. Hey, first of all, I'm not paying for any social programs. I'm actually paying the fucking government for your worthless pile of shit in California to get his free shit.
Okay.
That's
Right.
what's going on here, motherfuckers.
I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Calm.
Calm.
So
20 grand a year is what I pay for Part A and Part B, which I've paid my entire fucking life.
And also,
So that some lazy black guy can sit on his fucking
Jesus.
ass, sit on his fucking ass in California and collect Medicare.
okay. And some of our drugs and prescriptions.
That's affirmative action. Oh, by the way, white supremacy is not an ideology. It is a fucking fact.
Okay.
Okay.
Some of our prescriptions too that we have to buy and pay for. You know, the first part when we have to buy them, it starts out real high. Like some of Dad's drugs are $600 a month.
Yeah.
And we don't get a break.
And we have Medicare.
And we have Medicare. And we don't get a break until we have paid
another 6,000.
6,000 in.
So,
and then
for me
don't
to-
yell.
For me to have Medicare and drug coverage, it costs me $26,000 a year out of my fucking pocket.
Okay. Let me ask you this then. In this current system, do you think it will be better, or would you prefer to have a system where that was completely socialized and you paid nothing for it, like it is in Europe, like it is in Canada?
No.
I don't
What?
think so.
Then why are you
because
complaining about it?
Because they're telling me I can afford to pay it. And
Uh-huh.
if I don't afford to pay it, they're going to fucking rape and screw some grandma who can't afford the increase and goes without her shit. But I will not give a dime to a fucking Medicare or Medicaid person who's worthless as tits on a boar pig.
Okay.
Okay.
I won't give them a fucking dime.
Also, like in Canada, Chad, too, though,
They can go to hell and die.
don't you have to put your name on lists for certain operations? Like, and it could be like a year and a half before you get wisdom teeth out or stuff like that.
I don't believe so.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I do believe so.
I think that's a
you better do
myth.
your research.
I think
you
it's
better
a
do
myth.
your research.
You want?
I mean, look, as you know, I've spent a little time in Canada. I've seen firsthand
Okay,
how
here's
this
the bottom
works.
line. Here's bottom line before you get all ramped up here.
Yeah.
Pay for the people who can't, that are on Medicare.
Medicaid.
Pay one fucking nothing to anybody on Medicaid.
Okay. Well,
Zero. Big fucking zero. Let them die.
So get rid of that program. You need to calm down.
Okay. I think that answers the question. Thank you very much for sending it in. If anyone else would like to have their questions in quotes answered here on the Necessary Conversation, you're just going to send an email to thenecessaryconversationpod@gmail.com.
And ask them to brush up on their information because they're woefully stupid.
Okay.
Well, there you have that request from my dad. If you are going to send the email, but also make sure that you're sending in a 1 minute or shorter audio clip. If you're sending me text questions, I will not read them. I just go through and I listen to the clips. I pull the best ones and play them here. So again, if you want your question answered on this very show, you send a 1 minute or shorter audio clip to thenecessaryconversationpod@gmail.com. Now let's move on. Let's get into the show. I have some items here that were from a couple of weeks ago because we didn't do a show last week. So I'm mixing and matching. Some is from this week, some is from last week. This is from last week. Donald Trump was arraigned 2 Thursdays ago in Washington, D.C. This is his third indictment, and he was arraigned on 4 criminal charges stemming from his efforts to overturn his loss in the 2020 presidential election, including conspiracy to defraud the United States. Trump pleaded not guilty to all charges, and his next hearing is set for August 28th. The first GOP debate in the upcoming 2024 presidential race is August 23rd. That's about 10 days away from when we're recording this. It's going to be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And despite being the target of 3 criminal indictments, he is still the frontrunner for the Republican nomination. Trump has taken the opportunity to turn his third arraignment into a money-making scheme, calling on donors to give to his presidential campaign via an email signed by Trump's son, Eric Trump. It read, "My father has been officially arraigned right in the belly of the beast, the D.C. swamp, despite having committed no crime," followed by an encouragement and instructions on how to give to the Trump Save America Joint Fundraising Committee, a committee that raises money for Trump's 2024 campaign and his leadership.
Which we're about to give.
Save America. That PAC spent more than $20 million on legal fees for Trump and his allies in the first half of the year. In addition to asking his followers for money, Trump also called for the U.S. Supreme Court to step into the 2024 contest, claiming that his ongoing legal battles amount to, in quotes, election interference, the very thing he is accused of conspiring to do in this latest indictment. So my first question is, and you kind of answered it there, have you given money to his campaign yet?
We're about to turn the leaf.
Yes.
What are you going to give?
So the answer is by the end of this week, yes.
We have a couple times already, but I think by the time.
How much have you donated to Trump? Can I ask this? All total.
No, not very much. Not your inheritance. Don't worry about that.
It won't be there anyway. Biden will have given it all to China.
Wait a minute. Okay, but sincerely, how much have you donated? Are we talking thousands of dollars?
I don't want
tens of thousands.
I'm not
Hundreds.
talking. I'm not talking
Hundreds.
about.
But if it gets stickier, it will be thousands.
Okay.
But I think what's funny, each time they accuse him and he has to go to court and arraigned and all that,
yeah,
he's getting more and more people behind him because they know.
Well, you don't realize the metal's already hitting the meat.
Okay, because they know this is crazy and insane, and this has to stop.
You're saying metals hit the meat. What do you mean by that?
There are people Democrats that are already getting threatened and shot.
I didn't read about this. Who got shot?
Oh, I know you haven't.
Who?
Those kids. There were like 5 kids got shot. They were all Democrats.
Huh.
It's coming, brother.
Okay. I didn't know about this.
I didn't either.
Okay. So you guys have not yet donated to the 2024 campaign, but you're going to.
Yes.
You plan on doing it.
We have a little. Yes, we have a little. Yes.
Like
and do you?
$45 here or there.
Yeah.
Will you do these donations in the form of just like a straight money donation to the Trump campaign, or will it be one of these products that he puts out, like the Trumpy bear that you bought last year?
Straight to the campaign.
Straight to the campaign. But I do like buying the hats, the T-shirts, so that I can wear them, things like that. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you might have touched on this a little bit too. Each time Trump gets a new indictment, and now they're even saying there may be a 4th indictment coming very soon.
You are kidding.
No. Does it make you more angry, or has it kind of lost its effect at this point?
Well, it's in the back of my head, but it makes me more angry, and it makes other people too angry, saying this is baloney, and he's going to be our next president because of this.
Right.
Unless the Democrats screw us out of an election again. And if that happens, then it will be a war. We're not going to let Trump go down.
I don't know where Dad went. He's yelling in the background or something.
He had to go to the restroom. He will be back, hopefully, if he can.
So is he literally like taking a shit and just screaming from the shitter into the podcast?
I don't think he's taking a shit. I think he's pee-peeing, maybe. Oh, he is taking a shit. Oh my God.
And so he's on the podcast having this fucking conversation about Donald Trump while he's taking a shit. Jesus
I thought
Christ.
he'd be calm today. He's not.
No, he apparently got worked up within the first 10 minutes so bad that he had to take a shit, but still wants to keep yelling at us. All right. Well, let me ask you this. You know, you're saying that each one of these successive indictments gets you more riled up, more angry, gets his base more engaged. Do you think the same is true on the Democratic side with all the Hunter Biden shit?
No, I
Why?
don't.
What's the difference?
On that side, oh my God, he's yelling from the shitter. He yelled because he can't be reelected. He won't be reelected.
Well, Hunter Biden has not ever been elected for anything. He's not a public official. But I'm just saying, generally speaking, Biden's family has these legal woes right now with the Hunter Biden investigation and the forthcoming trial. Do you think the Democratic base sees that as kind of a witch hunt?
No. The way I see it, like when one thing happens bad to Hunter, the very next day they do something to Trump.
Right.
When something bad happens to Hunter again, the next day something bad happens to Trump. It's like they're trying to take the limelight off of the Biden crime family. That's the way I see it.
All right, let me ask you one final question about this. Do you think, first of all, do you think Donald Trump is going to go to this debate that's happening in about a week?
You know, I hope he does, because I love him and I want to see him up there. But from the shitter, we have a no. But should he really have to go up there and let people just blast him for no reason with dumb questions I don't know.
It's not for no reason. He's running to be the president of the United States. Don't you think anyone should be able to get on a stage and field any questions anyone wants to ask?
Well, it won't be anyone. It will be someone. It will be what?
Why isn't Joe Biden debating anybody?
Yeah, why isn't Joe Biden debating anybody? Dad said from the shitter.
He'll have to debate whoever the Republican nominee is, but he's not running against anyone. There's no challenger to his seat.
Yeah,
but
that is true.
For the Republican field, there you've got a dozen people now are like out
But
there trying to get into it.
We've seen Trump in debates before, and we've seen him just on TV in interviews. They pick the people that go after him, hard, and the questions aren't always fair, I don't think. So why should he have to put himself through that when he's ahead in the polls by what, 50, 60?
Because he's vying to be the president of the United States. Don't you think the American people deserve to get to see him on a stage answering these questions?
Okay, from the shitter, Dad said he will not show up. I think he will. He likes a good confrontation. He likes a good debate. I think he'll be there.
I hope so.
Don't you? What do you think?
I don't think he will, because I think it is strategically a dumb move. But I think he's a coward, essentially. I think that's why he won't show up.
No, I think he's smarter than everyone else. He's not a coward. And I think he's fed up with everybody's bullshit.
If he doesn't show up to it, he is a coward, period. There's no other way to see that.
I think he'll show up.
As much shit as he talks about Chris Christie and Ron DeSantis and all the other people that are running against him, if he's not willing to fucking go on a stage toe-to-toe with them, he is a coward, period.
Let's make the prediction. I'm saying yes.
I don't think
Bob,
he will.
what are you saying?
I'd take a shit.
Okay, he'll
there is no
he will edit that.
Hold and wait.
Okay. Oh God.
Okay, so shit
my dad is
or in my pants.
Okay.
My dad is back from the bathroom now. One final question about Trump and these indictments. Do you think if he shows up at this debate, they will point blank ask him about his trials? And if they do, can he even answer? Because he's been given gag orders by at least one of these judges from talking about any of the trials.
They will ask him about those because it's all they got left. And the bottom line is they aren't going to make any fucking difference.
Yeah. Do you think
he's not going to get prosecuted or tried in this calendar year anyway?
Not in this calendar year, but I mean, it will be next year.
So it doesn't
while he's on the campaign
whether
trail.
He shows up or not. Here's all you got to know, Chad.
Yeah.
He will be your next president. You can put that in the fucking book and smoke it.
Okay, let's make the prediction now whether he will be there or not. I'm saying yes, he's going to show up.
No.
I don't think he will either. I think he will not show up. Let's move on to our next topic. Hunter Biden has a new special prosecutor. On Friday of last week, the prosecuting investigator in the Hunter Biden case, David Weiss, was promoted to special counsel status, granting him extra powers to broaden his inquiries potentially into other states beyond his current jurisdiction as a U.S. attorney in Delaware.
Won't hold water.
The change of status followed the collapse of a deal
Weissman
last
won't
month.
hold water.
That likely would have seen
same fucking prick that did the other ones. He ain't gonna get anywhere.
That likely would have seen Hunter Biden get sentenced to probation after pleading guilty to 2 misdemeanor tax charges. The deal would have also included an arraignment that would have resolved a felony gun charge. Weiss said in a court filing on Friday that negotiations to restructure the deal, which a judge had worried was unconstitutional, have now reached an impasse and that a trial was likely. The Hunter Biden investigation has been active for 5 years, and the prospect of the president's son going on trial under a glaring media spotlight would be a nightmare distraction for any White House, let alone potentially during a re-election campaign. There are questions about why Weiss requested his new elevated status after being ready to conclude a plea deal with Hunter Biden and saying previously he didn't need special counsel powers. And many are wondering why Attorney General Merrick Garland decided a special counsel status was necessary now. My first question is, will this trial sink Biden in the election?
Absolutely, 100%.
Now, you think this will be highly detrimental to Biden, but you don't think Trump himself being indicted and put on trial will be detrimental to him?
No, I think it will absolutely put him over the edge.
That it's fascinating to me. So you think a
here's what's wait a minute. Here's why it's fascinating to you. You think that the only thing indictments can do is hurt Trump, when in fact all they're going to do is help Trump. And the reason is because shit that Weissman pulls out of his ass now, nobody gives a fuck about. He's already compromised. He's a piece of fucking shit. And he's been promoted by Garland, who's a bigger piece of shit. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows it. And this is no longer about what you think it's about.
What's it about?
It's about communism or America first. And you will become a communist if Joe Biden and Barack Obama become another term of president. And you won't like it one fucking bit, but it'll be too late. And the only one who can stop it is Donald Trump, and he will stop it, and it won't be too late. And he's going to win. Hey, you just put it down, mark it down, prediction.
Okay.
Trump will be the president of the United States a year from January.
Okay. I know that is your prediction, but this investigation of Hunter Biden, you believe it's a complete scam. It's not real at all. Is that what you're saying, basically?
The what?
No,
the investigation into Hunter Biden, you don't think it's real?
No, it's real.
No, I don't think they're going to do a damn thing to him until they have to. And they're going to have to set a trial date. And in the meantime, they're going to be asking for all kinds of change of venues, blah, 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 blah. Trump's people are going to drag this out for at least a fucking year. And then before Weissman can do shit.
Wait, Trump's people are?
Yes.
Who are Trump's people involved in this?
His lawyers.
This is Hunter Biden we're talking about.
Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter.
Trump's lawyers are somehow involved in the Hunter Biden case?
Yes.
How?
Absolutely. Because they know that Hunter and Joe are 100% in bed together, and they've got to keep the pressure on Hunter Biden in order to keep the door open for impeaching and bring impeachment motion for Biden.
Trump?
Joe's going down.
Hang on a minute.
Hey,
what you just said is very confusing to me.
All right, first of all, you've got to quit being ignorant. This is not about Hunter Biden.
I do.
Yeah.
The whole topic we're talking about is Hunter Biden getting a special counsel.
That's who you're talking about. Joe Biden.
That's the show. The show is I tell you a topic and then we discuss it.
Joe Biden is the one that's going to jail.
Okay. Just hang on a minute. Can we please backtrack? You said you believe Donald Trump's attorneys are involved in the Hunter Biden investigation?
Yes.
In what way?
They're digging through the pile right now, trying to find. They're gathering all the documents right now that put Joe Biden and Hunter Biden together in the same business dealings.
Oh, okay.
So you have to investigate Hunter Biden to dig through all his records and shit to make sure you can link his fucking dad to it, you idiot. Here.
But you understand that. Did he just leave?
No.
Oh,
I just quit talking. You're so fucking dumb. You'll
dropped
figure it out.
The iPad. I thought you just
in about 6 months. In about 6 months, you'll be going. Oh shit, he was right again.
But what I'm talking about is this fucking guy. Weiss.
How many times have you sat in bed at night and go, you know what, he might be right?
Okay, I don't think I've ever done that, but
I think you better start, motherfucker.
I'm just very confused about why you think Trump's attorneys have anything to do with the Hunter Biden investigation.
Because that's the only way it's going to come out.
No, he's not saying that they have something to do with that investigation, but they're weeding through it, is what he said.
They're going to come up with more and more data every fucking day.
To link the son, the crackhead, with the guy that can't get off stage.
In fact, I'll tell you one thing. Everybody thinks Hunter Biden is the bag man for his dad.
Yeah.
Joe and
quit yelling, Jill.
No, Joe and Hunter are nothing but bag men for Jill, who's the bag man for Barack Obama.
And who's he the bag man for?
Himself.
Himself.
Okay.
To turn America into communism.
All right.
And sell us to China. It's Barack fucking Obama. And as soon as we get rid of that piece of shit, we'll be in good shape.
All right, so let's move on. We've gotten
heated up. Let's simmer
it down a little.
Barack Obama has to go.
Okay, let's simmer it down just a little.
He's a communist piece of shit.
All right, let's simmer it down just a little. We're going to talk about a movie that maybe you've seen and maybe you've enjoyed. Sound of Freedom. Have you seen
Haven't seen it, but I will.
We haven't
As soon
got.
as I can step through an hour and a half or whatever.
We haven't got to go yet.
Okay.
You seem to considerably forget the fact that I can't be gone from the house more than an hour or two.
Okay.
I get it.
It's never grasped your fucking mind yet.
Sorry. I thought maybe it was possible for you to go out and see it. Let's just talk about it. I did see it. I went to the theater. I saw this movie. It's an interesting movie. I will say that much about it. It's definitely propaganda of a certain type.
Joe.
What?
About it.
You said about it.
Something interesting about it.
My apologies. Now you're
Joe.
coming after me for misspeaking. I played you a 2-minute clip of Trump saying Obama.
Okay.
Well, Obama, in my opinion, is old butthead.
Okay.
And I'd call him what I really think of him if I could.
Are fighting to secure our children's furniture and in future. This movie has made 163 million so far.
Well, it's the same thing, furniture and future. You
Exactly
won't
the
have
same
any
thing.
fucking furniture.
Okay, go ahead.
So Sound of Freedom is out. It is this movie. It's Jim Caviezel plays this guy. He plays it's based on a true story. He plays a version of this guy that was a Homeland Security officer who kind of took it upon himself to try and break up a South American child sex trafficking ring. Ultra low budget movie. It was crowdfunded. There have been stories that have come out that one of the guys who was part of the crowdfunding got arrested for child sex trafficking. So that's now a part of the story of this movie. But it's interesting. I will say this. When I saw it in LA, I saw it here at a mall called The Grove in the heart of Los Angeles, liberal, commie LA. People it was a packed movie theater, and people were crying and clapping and shit like that. They were into the fucking movie. And then at the end of the movie, during the credits, Jim Caviezel, the lead actor, pops up on screen, direct addresses the audience, and basically says, "We need to. This is more than a movie; it could be a movement. We need you to see the movie again and buy tickets for all of your friends." So he's shamelessly just asking you to pump money into this thing, and it worked. People were taking out their phones and taking pictures of the QR code and stuff. So I thought you guys might have seen it. I thought we could have a conversation about it, but I'll be curious to know what you think when you do see it.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet, but I do have a friend that went to see it. And I mean, I trust what she said. And she said in the movie theater that she went to, they turned the AC completely down to heat to try to make the people leave. And that is that's a thing going around on the internet, that they don't want people to see it. So air conditioning in the movie theaters are being turned all the way down to make people leave. And she said it did happen to them here in Oklahoma City.
I don't understand why that would be the case. They've already bought the tickets. Why do they give a fuck if people sit in the theater or not? Who doesn't?
They don't want you to see it.
The employees of that AMC.
They don't want you to buy more tickets.
I guess.
Okay. I don't know if that's accurate, but anyway, it's out there. It's making money.
Of course, it's
become
not
something of
a. It's your montage.
It's become something of a lightning rod, hot button issue in the entertainment community, that this little movie that was made for about $14.5 million, crowdfunded, had to seek independent distribution, that it's making all this money. And I even read an article about the guy who wrote it and directed it, who said that, like, he's not political. He's like, I just wanted to make a movie about child sex trafficking. So I wrote this thing. I got the money. And he said he never thought the movie was going to make any money. So he gave away all of his points in it. He will make $0 from all the success.
Really?
Yeah.
Ugh. That's sad.
All right. Let's get back into the show. Our next topic is Desantis's anti-LGBTQ plus laws are starting to cost his state millions of dollars. Ron DeSantis has signed several new bills into law that have spurred protests, lawsuits, and travel advisories, warning the state is, in quotes, openly hostile toward people of color, immigrants, women, and LGBTQ plus community members. The fallout is starting to affect the state's economy that is heavily reliant upon tourism taxes generated by countless annual corporate conventions. In recent weeks, at least a dozen organizations have announced plans to either cancel or relocate their upcoming conferences scheduled to take place in Florida, making a statement by having...
Pause for a second. Now your mother has to take Kitty out of shit.
No, keep going.
Now
keep
go.
going.
I'm
okay.
here.
So In recent weeks, at least a dozen organizations have announced plans to either cancel or relocate their upcoming conferences scheduled to take place in Florida, making a statement by having their thousands of attendees and millions of dollars flow into other states deemed safer and more welcoming.
Woo!
While Desantis' office brushes this off as a media-driven stunt, tourism officials and community organizers in the state say what's happening now may just be the beginning. As of July 26th, at least 10 events and conventions have been canceled by organizations citing recently enacted laws, policies, and travel advisories. The economic impact is an estimated $20 million loss for the state of Florida.
Wow. 20 million.
Yes. How does this, you have said multiple times on this very program, go woke, go broke. How does this reconcile with that mantra? DeSantis is losing money.
The state of Florida is going to make gazillions off of Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So $20 million of bullshit horse crap from your woke folk.
Yeah.
That's like you giving me, $5.
Do you think Disney is woke?
Yes, absolutely.
So without that giant woke corporation in the heart of Florida, they would make no tourism money, you're saying?
How are they doing? They've lost $353 million since this started.
Mm-hmm.
$353 million since this started.
Okay. So you still believe go woke, go broke is real?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. It's not even a close call.
Have you seen the Barbie movie?
No, won't.
Do you believe it's woke?
I believe anything Disney makes is a piece of shit.
That's a Warner Brothers movie, not a Disney movie.
Doesn't matter.
But it is extremely woke, extremely inclusive.
Yeah, and it's going to go broke.
No, it made over $1 billion. It is the top box office movie of the year. Nothing's coming close.
Good for them. They didn't make it out of Florida.
So how do you reconcile that?
Well, because you guys on the East Coast and West Coast paid to see it.
No, $1 billion is coming from everywhere.
That's not true.
It is true.
No, it's not true.
You're saying no one in the middle of the country saw Barbie?
Not $1 billion worth.
No, that's a global number.
I will tell. Oh, a global. Now we're even including the rest of the poly eaters.
Okay. The phrase go woke, go broke doesn't say go woke, go broke in these states and these cities. It's saying if you are making woke content, people will not buy it.
First of all, it doesn't matter what the rest of the world does. Go fuck them.
Okay. All right.
American,
even in America, it's made over $600 million.
Oh, wow.
Which is still the highest grossing movie of the fucking year across all studios.
Whoa.
It's demolishing Sound of Freedom.
Woo.
So I just want to know how you can still reconcile the idea of going woke, going broke when you have Barbie.
Sometimes it takes time. How long did it take Bud Light to go broke?
They're not broke.
Almost bullshit.
You can still buy Bud Light in any store in America. What do you mean?
Yeah.
The company exists.
You can't. And you know what's happening now?
What?
You know what's happening now to Bud? Anheuser-Busch?
No. Tell me.
One of the original people, family members, is going to take it over and get rid of all the wokeness.
What wokeness? The only wokeness to my
The
knowledge
people
that
who
Bud
run-
Light did
all
was
I'm
the
telling
Dylan
you
Mulvaney
now-
thing.
And all I'm telling you is it took Anheuser-Busch, not just Bud Light. Anheuser-Busch has lost their ass.
Okay.
So now one of the old Bush
Founders
people,
or whatever.
and he's very unwoke, is going to try to take the company back and turn it around. They fired everybody involved in the Bud deal.
Okay, but what does that
And
mean?
he's gonna
Mom,
take
are
it
you
over,
shuffling papers?
Okay, here's what he said. No,
Oh.
he's gonna make the brand what it used to be. He said he's very religious. He's very unwoke. He thinks it was a big pile of shit. It ruined his family's company. He's going to take it over and run it back the way it was.
Which is what, a Confederate flag on the can? Like
whatever he wants. I don't.
They did the thing with Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah, that's too late. That's already gone.
I understand, but that was the only thing that, in my knowledge, they've ever done that has any kind of social or political leaning.
There you go.
So now they're not doing it, and it's just going to say Bud Light on the can again. How can they make it less woke?
No, It won't until he fires all those people and takes it back over. You don't listen for shit.
No, I'm asking you questions because I'm not understanding what you're saying. I get that
I'm telling
you believe.
I'm telling you that Anheuser-Busch went woke and went broke.
Okay.
Target went woke, is going broke.
None of these
Everything
companies are going broke. Their profits
they-
have declined, and there has been some kind of financial backlash because of these
And if
decisions.
they
But they're still
stay,
around.
and if they stay the fucking course, they will be broke.
Okay.
I ain't talking to you about woke or broke any fucking more because you're fucking retarded. You don't understand. Yes. Shut up. No more.
Barbie
no
made
more
$1 billion.
about woke or broke. No more. No
Okay.
more. I'm done with that shit.
Okay.
All right, next subject. Incriminating Georgia text messages. Atlanta area prosecutors investigating efforts to overturn the 2020 election results in Georgia are in possession of text messages and emails directly connecting members of Donald Trump's legal team to the early January 2021 voting system breach in Coffee County. Trump allies attempted to access voting systems after the 2020 election as part of the broader push to produce evidence that could back up the former president's baseless claims of widespread fraud. Well, Trump's
Why are they
January
baseless? Why are they baseless?
Because they've launched multiple investigations into them and found nothing.
Oh, who did?
There were a bunch of Republicans that did that.
Who did?
I don't have the fucking information here,
Yeah,
but a bunch of Republicans launched their own investigations.
Stop.
I refuse to talk to him anymore.
Okay.
While Trump's January 2021 call to Georgia's Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, and his efforts to put forward fake slates of electors have long been considered key pillars of the criminal probe, the voting system breach in Coffee County emerged as an area of focus for investigators roughly a year ago. Since then, new evidence has slowly been uncovered about the role of Trump's attorneys, the operatives they hired, and how the breach, as well as others, like it in other key states, factored into broader plans for overturning the election. Last year, a former Trump official testified under oath to the House January 6th Select Committee that plans to access voting systems in Georgia were discussed in meetings at the White House, including during an Oval Office meeting on December 18th, 2020, that included Donald Trump himself. Mom and Dad, whoever wants to field this can field this. Do you think these text messages are real?
I have no idea. I don't know anymore. Who knows what's real, what is not? I don't know.
Okay. Do you think that that is how you will react to any kind of incriminating evidence that's found in any of these upcoming trials for Trump, any of these indictments? If something comes out that seems to be a smoking gun, like if they have a video of Trump saying, we need to rig this election so I can win, will you think that that's fake? Will that kind of be your default psychological state for anything that is against Trump?
I don't know what to believe anymore. I really don't. I don't. On either side, I don't know what to believe.
Okay.
It's getting bad. He just
What?
gave me the elbow.
I already told you I believe.
You think these text messages that they're talking about are real?
No.
Okay, so you think all of this is fabrication?
I think anything that the Democrats come up with is bullshit.
It's a lie.
Interesting.
To
Anything.
try to take us down.
Anything.
Okay.
Okay, let me rant real quick about
Sure.
something.
You're asking me to believe people who have lied to this country for 5 years.
5?
5.
80, dude.
Huh?
80.
What are you talking about? 80.
The entire American political system.
I'm
has
talking
been...
about. Hey, shut up. I'm talking about the DOJ. DOJ and the FBI as it is now has lied to us for 5.5 years.
Wait a minute. You go, what are you talking about? I got 3 words into my answer and you said shut up.
Dear
Well, I'm
God.
tired of talking to you about the same fucking shit every fucking day. First of all, Trump has first right amendments. He can do whatever in the fuck he wants. And it doesn't matter what they do.
I did hear him say they're not going to take that away from him. He said they're not going to take away my
What you're so
First right
ignorant
amendment.
about is
don't.
look at the temperature between me and you in the last 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to get worse.
What temperature? What do you mean? You talking about global warming?
How much you and I are beginning to hate each other again.
What?
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't hate you at all.
And it's going to get worse, not better.
Jesus. All right. I
God.
personally
That right
don't
there,
hate you.
Right,
I think
that right there's your first tip that
Yeah.
you're on the wrong side of the fucking fence.
Okay.
Is increased hatred from your end?
No, you're fucking communism.
Okay. Mom, let me ask you this. Do you think Trump should have been allowed access to these voting machines?
Yes.
Yes.
Why not?
So you think presidents should be able to access the voting system and manipulate it?
When they think it has been manipulated by dumping of millions of votes that don't exist.
Okay.
Yes. That's your first right amendment.
And didn't
ignorant.
they dump votes before the election even started?
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if Biden believes that votes have been dumped in this next upcoming election, he should also be granted access to all the voting systems.
Yes.
Why not? Make it
Get
honest.
it in there, motherfucker. He'll find out he lost worse than he thought he did.
Okay,
Interesting.
here's my rant, and
Please,
I don't.
Mom.
I absolutely think he should get to look at every fucking state.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's my rant. The judge, and I might get some of this wrong. The U.S. District Court judge that has been appointed, to do Trump's trial here.
Yeah.
Her name is Tanya. I can't say it right, but it's Chutkan, or it's Chutkan. I don't know how to say it.
Right.
I'll just say Judge C. That she was appointed his trial, and she had worked for a LLP company, BSF, Boyles, Schuster, Flexner.
Okay.
So this was a law firm that also employed Hunter Biden and performed work for the Ukrainians and the oil company, the Burisma.
Mm-hmm.
So she worked for that BSM from 2002 until the time of her appointment to the DC Circuit by U.S. President Barack Obama in June of 2014. She was made partner in that firm, and Biden, meanwhile, held the title of counsel at that BSM from 2010 to 2014. How's this going to be fair?
It's not. I think it's all corrupt.
So
I've long maintained that. I don't
But how
trust the
can
Bidens.
they-
I don't trust the Trumps. They're all fucking pieces of shit in my mind.
So will she be overturned and
But
someone else?
Obama's the biggest piece.
Will
of
someone
shit.
else be in her place over this trial?
I have
And
no
will
idea.
there'll be a different venue that it will go to, because where it's at now isn't fair either.
Literally no idea how that's all going to shake out. That is beyond my level
Did
of
you
expertise
know that, though,
understanding.
Chad? Did you
No,
know that
I
about
didn't.
that judge?
I didn't, but the entire American legal system is
Mhm.
100% corrupt. It's about, when you're president, and Trump did this too, it's about how many federal and state appointees can you fucking flood the system with? How many of your judges can you get in there to start making decisions that will potentially help you, literally in this case,
Right.
on a one-to-one level? You're going to be in a fucking trial potentially with one of these people.
So I know I'm almost to the point where, yeah, none of this is real. So why do I care? Why do your father and I
Yes.
fight so much
Yes.
and care about it?
Because
But
Yes.
we have grandchildren.
if we lose this one,
Yes.
we're communists.
And we have grandchildren that we don't want to live under.
And we're not going to
communism.
go. I'm not going to become a communist before I die.
I'm not saying
And
you have
what-
to become a communist, but what if you cared about all this just a little bit less, like what Mom is saying, so that you don't have to get so
I don't
agitated?
care about it a little bit less. You just missed exactly what I told you.
Okay.
I will die before I become a communist.
You don't have to become a communist. I'm not asking
No,
that.
but I'm going to kill somebody to prevent it from happening. That's what
Okay.
you missed.
No, I'm not missing
going
any
down.
of that.
I'm going down with the ship, bitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Mom, you were flashing up an image there. Do you have some
Well,
images to show us a tribute to Ming Ming?
Is it almost time at the end to say we love each other?
We're getting close to it. Yes.
Okay. I love you, Chad. I love you, Haley. I love you, Bob. And Ming was found by Conrad on the farm, on his daddy's farm. The mother cat dumped a bunch of kittens out of a knothole in a tree. And Conrad found Ming.
Socialism.
And how fitting is this? Conrad took in Ming and took him to Kansas State with them. It had to be his sophomore year because he had the apartment. And that's the first time we saw Ming Ming up at Kansas State. And how fitting is that Roman is going to Kansas State this week too. But here's a picture. Whoops, that wasn't it. There's Dad with Ming Ming 21 years ago. 21. Damn. And then here's, I can't show his face, but that's C-Dub and that's little Ming Ming. I guess I can. And
if anybody is listening to this on a podcast, I put these videos of our conversations on YouTube as well. So you can see all these pictures that my mom is showing if you just go to The Necessary Conversation on YouTube.
And there is me and Ming Ming, and I would take my hair back like that in a second. But yeah, Ming Ming was very special. She had 4 pets to start. He was one of the 4, and he was the last one now to go. So he went to heaven last night. It was sad. Yeah. Rest in peace, Ming Ming. Stinky.
God created life so that he could kill it all. And Mom, I love you. Dad, I love you. Haley, I love you. Ming Ming, wherever your spirit now resides,
in
somewhere
heaven.
in the astral plane, we're thinking of you.
Uh-huh.
I love my son, Chad. I love my daughter, Haley. I love my wife, Mary Lou. And I love Ming Ming. Who else am I missing?
Haley, did you say Haley? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of out of it.
But as you can all see from the podcast, the intensity between American and communism is coming to a head. The metal is already beginning to hit the meat, and it's going to get worse.
I just know this. I've wanted to throw in the towel a couple times on the podcast because it's so hard and your dad gets so crazy. But we're like a year away, right? I want to win. I want to win.
Well, that's why I wanted to start this podcast when I reached out to you, because I was like, I think we need to get the format of this down before the election. And I think we have the format down now, and we're really, next week is I think it'll be the episode after next week's episode. We're going to have those first Republican debates. I think that episode that we do after that conversation we have is going to be fucking great.
I do too. I hope Trump does it. I hope he does.
I hope he does too. I just don't think he's going to show up.
There's no point.
Okay. Maybe Pillow Man will show up.
No, all it's going to happen if he shows up for the debate, the hatred's going to get worse.
You know who I like?
If he doesn't show up for the debate, the hatred's going to get worse.
What's the guy's name? I can't say his name either. The Indian man. I like him.
Wamasami.
Wamasami. Yeah. I like him. He's very articulate. What he says, I really like. But
he'll be something.
What are his points? He doesn't have very many points.
You know what he'll be? He'll be in charge of finance.
And have you seen Sarah Palin lately? They have foo-fooed her up. She looks very classy, very.
She's gonna be running for Senate.
2023. She might be on the committee too. She's looking nice.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Sarah Palin looking nice. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this week. We'll be back next week, hopefully. And again, if you have any questions, just put them in a 1-minute or shorter audio clip and send them to thenecessaryconversationpod@gmail.com. And we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.